Hi everybody, thanks for pressing play on the video today. It's Caroline here from craftycarolinecreates.com. Today we are making this box which I actually made for a friend. It was her birthday recently and I bought her a lovely necklace from one of these artisan makers markets. But it didn't really come in any packaging, just a little paper bag. So I made this box which has this slide on sleeve with these beautiful butterfly splats. And then inside, Sunny Daffodil Delight was her necklace, but I also found it fitted perfectly a wink of Stella brush, so I made a few more to send out to some members of my team that have done really well and promoted recently. So that is the box. So shall we get on, give it a go at making it? Okay, so we're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, 1 piece of Whisper White that measures 7 by 7.5 and a piece of Daffodil Delight that measures 7.25 by 9 inches. Okay, so let's start with our scoreboard and our Daffodil Delight cardstock. All of the dimensions are on my blog as always. So if we start with the shorter end at the top of the scoreboard to begin with, we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, at 3.25 inches, 4 inches, 6.5 inches, and then we're going to turn it 90 degrees and score it again at 3/4 of an inch, and then it's 8.25 inches. Okay, we're going to put our scoreboard away because we don't need that anymore, and we're just going to firstly make up our box. So firstly, just a quick score and burnish of, fold and burnish of our score lines. Okay. Just makes it, as you know, look that little bit neater and a little bit more professional. Okay. Then some scissors, and we are just on either end going to cut up the score lines to the first one going in the opposite direction. Okay. So it's 4 cuts you're making on either side. You can still see that, and then we can just notch out those triangles. Still haven't got the tripod quite configured right for my new desk, but I will get there. Okay, and of course on the other side as well, Caroline, don't forget those. Okay, now to make up a box, we are going to firstly start by putting some snail or some tombow, a strong adhesive on 4 of the flaps. It doesn't really matter at this stage which 4 you go for, it just needs to be 4 top or bottom. So the middle 2 and then the edge 2. Just going to fold those up to make the base of our box. Oh, that needs a bit more fuse on there. One there and one there. Okay, and then this is going to then fold over and become a front section. So we just need a little bit of snail on the outside flap here. Okay, so the best way to do this, just to make sure it fits perfectly, is to fold it up and round and then stick it down like that. Okay, so that is our basic box made. Okay, I'm just going to use my small 1/2 inch circle punch just to notch out from the lid section. Just going to do that by eye. Into a little finger hole just to make that easier to open. But that's basically the basic box. Oh, manufactured. There we go. So I'm just going to put that to one side while we do the exciting bit, which is the wrap. Now, in order to get a nice tight seal of the wrap around the box, we're going to do our scoring using the trimmer so that we can score on the 1/16 as opposed to the 1/8 as our scoreboard does. So this is my piece that measures 7 by 7.5 inches, and we are going to score along the slightly longer side, so the 7.5 inch side. We're going to start by scoring at 13/18 of an inch. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's just there. So I'm just going to do it on this side to begin with. I'm going to tuck my cutting blade out of the way. Make sure we don't use that. Okay. And then I can flip it round and score along this side. So that's 13/18. We're going to do 3 3/8 of an inch. 3, which is there. 4 3/18. I've done there 3/8. So they should be 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Yep, did that one right. 4 3/18. So that's 1, 2, 3 of the little notches on our trimmer. And here, and the last one at 6 3/4 of an inch. Which is just there, just beyond the fold. And that should take us down there like that. Okay. Hopefully those are right. I always get a little bit nervous when we're doing 3 3/8, 3 3/18 and things like that. You know, it's a bit more of a mouthful. So I'm just going to fold and burnish along those score lines firstly. Okay. And I'm just going to check before we go any further that neatly wraps round, and you can see that makes a perfect sleeve around our box. So now we're going to get onto the exciting bit, which is the stamping. So we are going to stamp in this middle section here. I'm just going to bring in some grid paper. There we go. And what you need to do is pick 5 rainbow colours. I've gone for Real Red, Peekaboo Peach, Daffodil Delight, obviously to match the box, Cucumber Crush and Pacific Point, 4 really quite bright colours. We're going to make that lovely splatter using the this pattern from Gorgeous Grunge, which is it's a great set. It's a really versatile set to have. So I've already mounted that up, and we are going to stamp sort of, I think it's easier if you stamp in this orientation, and we want to go in sort of a rainbow colour. So Richard of York gave battle is the way I remember my rainbow colours. Don't know if you have a different one that you use. But let's start with our Real Red. Going to need to clean our stamp set after each stamp, so I'm just going to get my Stampin' scrub out as well, so we're all set up to go. Okay, so firstly ink it up with Real Red, and then we're just going to go in that between the score lines of that section. So let me stamp it and I'll show you. So you can see those are the score lines, and that's where I've stamped our image. So I'm just going to clean my stamp set, my stamp, there we go, nice and clean, and put my Real Red away. We'll move on to Peekaboo Peach. What I think it's nice to do is kind of rotate your stamp set so you're getting your splodge a little bit differently. I'm just going to overlap it ever so slightly and go down with our Peekaboo Peach. You can see those splats coming together there. Clean that one, put away Peekaboo Peach, and we'll move on to Daffodil Delight. And that is then going to go down. Oh, I still haven't got this camera right, have I? Sorry ladies, gents. Right. Now my phone's going. Let's turn that around that way. And let's go there. There we go. Clean it off again. Onto the cucumber crush. There we go. And last but not least, there is space there still for a bit of Pacific Point. Just stamp that one at the end there. We can see we've got that lovely splatter, rainbow splatter pattern. Okay, just clean that one off. Finally, put my ink away. And then what I've got is a little scrap of each of the 3 colours, a little cardstock scratch of each of the 5 colours that we have used. And using the itty bitty butterfly punch, from each scrap of card, I'm just going to punch out one matching butterfly. Okay, last one. And then these are just going to stick onto our box. Actually, let's fold the box up first and then we can stamp those down a little bit better. Okay, so a bit of fuse along this edge here. And you want to wrap it round so that it's tight, but it's not so tight that it won't slide on and off. So there we go, that's on upside down, actually doesn't matter. So you can see there, it keeps it nicely closed, but it slides on easily. Okay, and then we can add on our butterflies. So just a glue dot on the back of each one. So this is Daffodil Delight going on first. And you just want to position it over the appropriate ink spot. Okay, and Real Red, let's put you down there. And I'm just, as I'm sticking them down, I'm just giving the butterfly a little fold in half just to give it a little bit of animation. Okay, now we're going to go for Cucumber Crush. So that's there like that, or do you think a bit higher, maybe there? And lastly, our blue one is going to go there, like that. Okay, finish them off with a little bit of bling and a, oh, I've lost my, I was going to put a rhinestone on, but I can't find them, so we're just going to go with a little pearl in the centre of each box. Oh, I need to get this finished when my daughter comes back. I can hear her coming up the drive with her dad, so hopefully we'll get this finished before they come and you hear all their noise. But this is our box, and I hope you like it. If you have any questions or would like to buy any Stampin' Up products, please do not hesitate to get in touch. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.